All right, guys, Andrew here. You know how every week there's like a million AI updates? I went through all of them so you don't have to. Let's break it down. Perplexity just quietly did something that could change how you trust AI, and most people don't even realize it yet. They're not relying on just one AI anymore, they're running multiple AIs at the same time, just to catch mistakes before you see them. All right, quick question. When you ask AI something, you trust the answer, right? Like really think about it. You don't double check it most of the time because it sounds smart, it looks clean, it explains things perfectly. So your brain just goes, yeah, that's probably right. I'll go with that. But here's the problem. Sometimes it's just completely making things up and you wouldn't even notice. Because here's the truth. Every AI, ChatGPT, Claude, Gemini, they all hallucinate. That's the technical word for they just guess sometimes. They'll literally invent sources, fake citations, even facts that sound completely real, but actually aren't. And the scary part, most of the time, you can't even tell when it's happening. So Perplexity looked at this and said, okay, maybe the issue isn't that AI is bad. Maybe the issue is we've been asking only one AI at a time. So instead, they built something called Model Council. So let's test this. If I ask you all the same question, how would each of you handle it differently?
I usually go straight to a clear answer, structured, easy to follow, and straight to the point. I probably slow it down a bit. Just try to think through the context first, make sure it actually makes sense.
I break the question into parts, then evaluate patterns and probabilities before forming a conclusion.
Right, and that's the interesting part. 3 different ways of thinking, 3 different perspectives, all answering the same question.
Right.
Okay, but let me ask you this. If all 3 of you give the same answer, that's a pretty strong signal, right?
Well, if all 3 of us agree on something, that usually means the answer is pretty solid.
It also helps reduce uncertainty because multiple perspectives are reaching the same conclusion.
From a systems perspective, that creates validation through convergence, which improves reliability.
Exactly. It's like getting multiple second opinions at the same time.
Yeah. Okay, but let me push this a bit. What happens when you all don't agree?
When we don't agree, it usually means the problem isn't fully defined. The reasoning paths are diverging.
Yeah, but sometimes there just isn't one clean answer.
Yeah.
You're choosing based on what looks most convincing.
That's exactly the point.
When there isn't agreement,
It forces you to slow down and think more carefully.
So disagreement actually makes the system more useful? Yeah, this is actually how we solve problems as humans. You don't just ask one expert and stop there. You compare perspectives. And the more important the decision, the more opinions you want. And that matters more than ever because AI isn't just answering simple questions anymore. The people are using it for medical advice, legal research, business decisions, real world stuff. One wrong answer here isn't just embarrassing. It can actually be dangerous. Now, of course, this approach isn't perfect. Running multiple AIs takes more time, more resources, and sometimes all of you could still be wrong at the same time. But this changes something fundamental about AI. It's no longer about finding the one perfect model. It's about building systems that check themselves. And honestly, the real question now is, why are we still trusting just one?